Welcome to the all NFL edition of Raider Sports Radio. I'm Hudson Ridley alongside Marcus Schultze, and we are here to talk about the NFL. We will have an NFL podcast coming out weekly, as well as an NBA podcast, which also covers the Nuggets and the Broncos. We are from Denver, Colorado, so you will hear us talking a little bit more about the Nuggets and the Broncos for some more hometown fans, if you will. But without ado, let's just dive right into the NFL. Big weekend with a big upset last week.
Yes,
the Tennessee Titans beat
Yes,
the Baltimore
sir.
Ravens in an absolute stunner. Derrick Henry gouging them in the run game. Ryan Tannehill making throws. Only 7 of them completed when he had to. I mean,
who needs to throw?
Exactly.
You got Derrick Henry. I mean, come on. 185 yards.
3 games in a row. First player ever in postseason history. And the first player since 1971 to score a touchdown on his birthday in the postseason. Pretty cool.
Just trucks through everybody.
Yeah, there's no real stopping Derrick Henry. I mean, he's absolutely insane.
Derrick Henry is a tank.
Mm-hmm.
That's all there is to say.
Exactly. Derrick Henry is an absolute monster of a football player. There's no stopping him. I mean, even defenses know that he's going to do this. They know that he's going to gouge them for 150 plus yards per game, and they try to stop them. You saw Baltimore last game play with a 6-man front, 1 middle linebacker, which is what a lot of teams have done to try to stop Derrick Henry. The Patriots did it last year to try to stop Todd Gurley. I mean, it seems pretty effective. But nevertheless, he smashed straight through the line. There's no stopping Derrick Henry. And when you have a passer like Ryan Tannehill, I mean, during the regular season, since he entered, he is the highest rated passer in the NFL with the worst offensive line rating in the NFL. Yeah. Now, he doesn't have to throw a lot of passes, but the passes that he does throw are accurate. Passes. They're good passes. Yep. A lot of touchdowns. Not a lot of interceptions. He's playing like a very good quarterback. How far do you see the Titans going? Do you think they could beat the Chiefs this weekend?
I mean, I think we should talk about the Chiefs first.
I
think before we talk about Titans-Chiefs, I think we should talk about Chiefs.
This is like a Falcons blowing a 28-3 lead kind of thing with the Houston Texans. I mean, 24-0 lead in the first quarter.
I mean, how do you choke a game that hard?
Especially when you're on fire by that much. And I think one of the main things was Kansas City got a lot of momentum back when they were able to stop them for just a field goal. They go up 24-0. They get the ball back, drive down the field, score. Next thing, get the ball right back, drive down the field, score. Yeah. On the next one, muffed kickoff, Chiefs dive on it. Probably could have gotten up, gone to the end zone. Nevertheless, Chiefs working in the red zone. Another touchdown to Travis Kelce. I mean, an incredible comeback, making it a 3-point game, and then they just never looked back. Excuse me. Bit of a flu game today, like a Michael Jordan type flu game I'm dealing with right now. But nevertheless, I mean, absolutely insane. 51-31 after trailing 24-0. The Chiefs with that quick strike ability on offense. The Titans' defense is hot. This is a matchup that you really want to see this weekend. And I know it may seem a little bandwagon-ish, but look, this is a good matchup for the Titans. The Chiefs' run D ranks one of the worst in the league. Mm-hmm. Against Derrick Henry, that's hard to stop. And I mean, the Chiefs have awful corners too. And Ryan Tannehill, when he has to make throws, makes throws. How do you feel about this game? Who do you think?
I think it's going to be close, first of all. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go with Kansas City. I know that Kansas City's defense is not necessarily comparable.
Subpar at best.
For especially Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, I mean, the Chiefs' offense, it's offense versus offense.
That's true.
But
the Titans' defense is stepping up.
I don't think it's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's good enough.
I think the Chiefs...
Houston's defense is good enough. Houston's defense has been stepping up too. Houston's not a bad defensive team.
They just got rammed.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what Kansas City's capable of. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, people talk about a quarterback throwing to his weapons. Mm-hmm. But at what point is the Chiefs' entire passing offense a weapon?
Yeah, I mean it's,
Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. Like,
you can't forget about Mecole Hardman. He's due for a touchdown this week. Look out for him at a long return. Excuse me, against the Texans. I mean, Mecole Hardman due to bust one open this week. Without a doubt, this is going to be an offensive shootout. I think the Titans D will have enough to hold them. The last time we saw them play, it was a close, high-scoring game with a game-winning field goal for the Tennessee Titans. They won that game, which most people didn't think they would. Big upset. Now coming in here, they weren't using Derrick Henry in that game. They were using more of a pass-style, Ryan Tannehill-focused offense. Now they're running the ball down people's throats with Derrick Henry. This is going to be an offensive shootout. A team that you know is going to run it, you can't stop the run, and a team that you know is going to go for big 50-yard chunk plays.
Yeah, we just talked about who I thought would be winning this AFC Championship game, but I'm thinking about it more. I think I'm gonna go with the Titans.
Did I persuade you with that one?
It's not even that. It's that they shut down Lamar Jackson, the best quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah, I mean, you saw those designed QB runs if you watched the game on like third downs where you try to bounce it to the outside. Those middle linebackers, especially Correa, stepping up in a big way after being cut by the Ravens only 2 years prior, coming to the Tennessee Titans, stepping up in that middle linebacker spot, being a spy on Lamar Jackson, following him around the line. You saw it was a big fourth down play towards the end of the game that they needed. Correa comes around the edge as Lamar Jackson tries to cut him up and stuffs him. It was absolutely insane. That defense could very well contain Patrick Mahomes, and you can't forget they have Adoree Jackson at one corner, Logan Ryan at the other. You beat them, you got to worry about the safety deep covering Travis Kelce. Excuse me. I mean, Kevin Byard is insane. He's an insane safety.
And I think that they have enough talent on defense. Now I'm thinking about it. I do think they have enough talent on defense to pick apart and ultimately destroy this Kansas City offense.
Our winner this week for the AFC Championship, we have the Tennessee Titans, focusing now on the NFC, the Packers, the 49ers. We've seen this game before earlier in the year, and boy, was it a blowout. Absolute insane blowout for the 49ers. Do you see anything different this time, Marcus?
I don't. I really don't. I mean, Green Bay, for being a third seed, probably the worst third seed team I've ever seen.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
San Francisco's gonna pick them apart and win this one.
I mean, we saw last week the Packers kind of struggle with run defense, even against an older Marshawn Lynch. Let's take this back even further, okay? Because people are giving the Packers a lot of credit right now. Last week against the Seahawks, people were like, oh, well, the Seahawks almost beat the 49ers, and they did, at one point, beat the 49ers this year. There was a big difference between that game and the game where they played the Packers, and his name is Chris Carson. And Chris Carson was hurt for that game. And people don't understand, when Chris Carson is hurt, the Packers defense knew that they weren't going to run the ball a million times if the pass game wasn't going to work with Marshawn Lynch. He's too old for that. So that not only eliminates the run game, that eliminates the play-action game. So now you only have the pass game against the Packers, who have pretty solid corners. So you can't give the Packers too much credit in that matchup. They did what they had to do. They took care of it. They didn't get that first down at the end of the game. Way short on that play. So they're giving them way too much credit. And a San Francisco team who showed you last week their defense is the best in the league. They stopped the run, they held the run, and they did not let anything go with the run. Dalvin Cook was held to under 20 yards. I mean, that's absolutely insane. Dalvin Cook, one of the best weapons in the league, held under 20 yards. And then they just ran the ball down their throat. I don't see anything changing in this one. Our Super Bowl matchup as it stands right now, 49ers-Titans. Did you picture this at the beginning of the year?
Definitely not. I mean, I remember watching a quick little talk show on ESPN about predictions for the 49ers. I watched somebody pick the 49ers.
13-3, I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
It's absolutely insane. They had in that same
year.
in that same podcast they had the Browns going 14-2, and
not sure about that one.
Yeah,
mean,
the Browns didn't even make the playoffs.
I don't care who the Browns have.
How do you like that coaching hire though? Their new offensive coordinator from Minnesota, who only totaled, I think it was 179 yards against San Francisco's defense. I mean, come on. Not even 200 yards in an NFC Championship game with an offense that arguably has the most weapons, besides the Cleveland Browns, in the entire NFL. You're their offensive coordinator. You can only get 179 yards. It's absolutely pitiful. Nonetheless, he got that starting coaching job. And from that, we go to another member of the Browns that you may be seeing making the media runs. Odell Beckham Jr. has a warrant out for his arrest. I mean,
Odell Beckham Jr. is looking a little bit like a clown.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was okay, so here's the situation, I guess. Mm-hmm. LSU wins national championship for college football.
LSU alum Odell Beckham Jr. That's the reason.
Yeah,
he's in the locker room.
He's in there partying in the locker room with all the players, having a good time. And a police officer is talking with an LSU player.
Seemingly trying to break up the party. It looked like this player that he was talking to, I believe, was a freshman or sophomore. He was an offensive lineman trying to have some fun.
They just won the national championship. But they're having a conversation, and Odell Beckham Jr., there's a video of it. You just see him kind of looking at him and giving the police officer a little love tap.
Tap on the
south
on the old
side.
behind. Gives him a little smack. We didn't think much of it when we saw it. It was just like a funny thing. I laughed personally.
I think it's kind of funny, but at the same time,
the New Orleans Police Department did not take it the same way.
You definitely don't smack a police officer on the butt. I mean, you've got kind of stupid.
No matter how much money you have, no matter what your social standing is, and he'll be fine. What I most likely believe is going to happen, he'll be arrested.
Good evening and welcome to the Sports Stable tonight. It's another top 10 matchup. It's the number 9 Regis Jesuit Raiders and the number 10 Monarch Coyotes. We're excited to have the game for you all night long on the Raiders Sports Network. Once again, it's the Regis Jesuit Raiders coming into this game at 6-3-2. They're coming off of a 2-2 tie last night. It was a big game against Valor, and the Raiders lived up to those expectations. They started out down 2-0, came back in the third period with 2 goals. 2 big goals that brought this team right back in it and gave them the 1 point for the tie. Now, this is a Monarch team. We look back at them. They played the Raiders earlier this season, and they won 4-1. That was on January 17th, but this looks like a whole new, revamped Regis Jesuit Raiders team. It's completely different this year. Things are all different, I want to say. 14 seniors left since last year, so a very young team. You still have Nolan Sargent and Leighton Walsh leading the team. We go back to Monarch once again, outscoring opponents 46-18 this season. They started the season with 4 wins in a row, and they're 3-3-1 since then. They tied against Fort Collins, and their losses came to Valor, who the Raiders played last night, Ralston Valley, and last night a stunning upset. Mountain Vista, the unranked Eagles, took them down from the top. So a big game tonight for you. Caleb Gold leading this team with 15 points on 9 goals and 6 assists. Sam Ziss is his counterpart, 4 goals and 9 assists, and Hunter Hawkins, 2 goals and 8 assists. A little trend for you tonight for Monarch. Of the 21 players that have played in a game this season, 18 players have scored a goal. So this is a team, they got a lot of depth. Anybody out there on the ice can score. Plenty of lines, plenty of power. The Raiders have a lot of work to do. We'll be back on the Raiders Sports Network in just a few seconds here. Recap a few more things for you, get you prepared for tonight's game. Game starts at 8:40. Stay with us.
Good morning, Raiders. I'm Miles Fortique.
And I'm Tierney Dickinson. This week on RJTV, a deep dive into the Key Club, a day in the life of Mike and Sam.
And Dr. Osterkamp on Between Two Freshmen. That and more this week on RJTV.
To start things off, Mom Prom tickets go on sale today. The theme is 1920s flappers and fedoras.
Guys, be sure to get your tickets on the Regis website and in the link in this Friday's Red and White. Over the next 2 weeks, we will be collecting gently used and new books for children of all ages in the local community.
Please donate by placing the books in the collection bins at the entrance of both buildings. And in the spirit of giving, we will be taking a look at one of Regis's most generous service clubs.
Our Key Club. Here's Skylar Kane and Charlotte Layden with more.
The Key Club visited St. Michael Parish Preschool to help out kids less fortunate in a fall festival. Let's see how that goes.
So my name is Jake Stewart. I'm a senior here.
My name is Allie Barnes, and I'm a senior, and I'm the vice president of Key Club.
Hi, my name is Bridget Sargent, and I'm a senior, and I'm the secretary of Key Club.
So I joined the Key Club because Ms. Kabadi had told me, hey, this is a club that might interest you, it might interest you doing service.
And it really helps with college applications. It's nationwide, so a lot of colleges know about it.
But once I started, I absolutely loved it, and the idea of putting a smile on somebody's face and making their day was awesome to me because sometimes there's people out there that really need help, and so it's great to be that helping hand.
It's worth it to go to the meetings or miss a little bit of your academic support or your Saturday to go do service.
It's obvious to see the Key Club is taking the time to put a smile on children's faces one by one.
If you want to get involved, you can just talk to Ms. Kabadi or Jake Stewart about getting put on the email list, and then they'll just send out emails when the meetings are, and then you come to the meetings and figure out what service sites you want to go to. It's so fun.
This is Charlotte Layden and Skylar Kane for RJTV.
Thanks, Skylar and Charlotte. Miles, we've got a treat this week.
What's that, Tierney?
Michael Manukian makes his triumphant return to RJ Media with Sam Stern.
Oh boy, here's Sam Stern and Mike Manoogs with the life of Mike and Sam.
Welcome to the life of Mike and Sam, starring Michael Manugian and Sam Stern. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Sam.
It's been 3 years since we've been on the mic together? Too long.
Yeah.
Got to talk to people about this whole flag football reffing thing. This is one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, David Fisher and I, we go out, referee a flag football game. Right after the game, it ends, supervisor comes up to us, invites us to go to nationals.
Yeah.
Unreal experience, the guy coming up to us, I just didn't really know how to react to that. So paid trip out to Florida.
I get on to play-by-play and I see this number. What number were you?
It's 25.
25, but number one in my heart.
24, yeah.
But
I idol Bryce Parsons. He was really who I looked up to.
Yeah.
All summer he showed me, how to do it, how to do it right, how to get to the gym. If you know Bryce, he needs you in the gym every day, twice a day.
Yeah.
So I just looked up to Bryce and, eventually was better than him, had more interceptions than him, experience.
men and women with and for others, right?
That is, yes.
That's Sam Stern.
Michael Manugian.
See you later.
Thanks, Mike and Sam. That was interesting.
Because you just heard our past and present RSN voices. It's got me thinking about Raiders sports.
That's right, Miles. First up, your league-leading varsity hockey plays today at Family Sports Center at 5:40 versus Monarch.
Sports stuff. Boys and girls basketball play Tuesday. Girls play at home at 7 against Thunder Ridge. And at the same time, boys will be playing away at and against Heritage.
Your 6th-ranked girls and swim and dive team have a meet Thursday at 4 in the bubble.
Cheer, in their first meet since placing 5th at state, compete Tuesday at 6 against Thunder Ridge.
And finally, congrats to junior Antonio Segura, who placed 8th at their California Invitational Wrestling competition last week.
To end today properly, we have another awkward Rabble feature.
Will Cassidy sat down with Dr. Osterkamp in Between Two Freshmen. Take a look.
Hello and welcome to Between Two Freshmen. I'm Will Cassidy, and today I'm following in the footsteps of the New York Times, the British Broadcasting Corporation, and President Obama. Today I'm joined by Dr. Leanne Osterkamp. Welcome.
Why, thank you. Thank you for having me.
You won the Presidential Medal of the Arts from Obama, but isn't your real highest achievement wrangling 12 idiots in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat?
You know, sometimes I like to think that. I kind of consider them about on the same footing.
When are we going to see a collaboration between you and Paradox, Mr. Clausen?
Ooh, you know, I think I just need his email. I'm not really sure about his email. I'm not really the Miss Technology, so give me that email and I'll see what can happen.
I think it's ClassenM@RegisJesuit.com.
Okay, I'm coming for you.
You graduated Juilliard and could have taught at any East Coast prep school. Why choose Regis?
You know, I actually was teaching at Juilliard for 5-6 years. And I just really loved the idea of teaching high school, believe it or not. When I was a youngin' like you, I actually thought I would hate teaching high school, but it became my passion, and I really loved Regis and the community, so I got myself in a U-Haul and moved across country.
Yep. I think I'm having a heart attack.
Someone get him a doctor.
Is there any doctor?
Staying alive. Keep the beat.
Sorry, needed a doctor there. Thank you for joining me today. Be sure to catch The Wizard of Oz here on Spotify, Apple Music, and SoundCloud. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Thanks, Will.
You're welcome, Miles.
I'm Miles Fortique. Keep it respectful, Raiders.
And I'm Tierney Dickinson. And in honor of Monday's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, I leave you with this. The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice.
Welcome back on the Raiders Sports Network. Hope you enjoyed that RJTV segment. So back to action here. We're doing some pregame. We'll get you now with the stats of the game. So Sargent, that is Nolan Sargent, leading the conference in totals points with 14. His counterpart, Caleb Gold, for Monarch, leading his respective conference, 9 goals, 6 assists, 15 points. So two great players. They'll be squaring off all night long. Regis Jesuit Raiders, the best in goals against. That means they give up the fewest goals on the season. And Leighton Walsh leading the conference in goals with 9. So there's some stats for you. The Raiders, 8 games versus top 10. This is their 9th tonight. It'll be another exciting one. This is a team not new to facing some great teams on the season. Let's move to the goalies tonight. For Monarch, it's Ethan Blackburn. Blackburn coming in, 4 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie. Blackburn, a 91.3 save percentage. And for the Raiders, Gage Bussey, 3-2-2, and a 92.6 save percentage. So 2 great goalies squaring off tonight, 2 great players. Once again, this is a Monarch team. 19 of their players out of their 21 players that have touched the ice this season have put a goal in the back of the net. So an exciting game for you. We're all getting ready to get kicked off here. 10 minutes left for face-off. Once again, we'll give you a little recap of the Raiders' journey. Why not? They opened the season on a 5-1 win over Mountain Vista. They came back and beat them again on Teddy Bear Night, 8-4. Some big wins for the Raiders come with knocking off 2 top 5 teams in Chaparral and Heritage. You know, they're coming off a win over Castleview, 4-1. They tied Valor last night. For those of you that saw, that game was electric. 2-2 was the final score. Their losses on the season for the Raiders have came to number 5 Denver East and number 12 Cherry Creek, as well as to this team Monarch, 4-1. William Laws did put up his first goal. of his season on that game, though. So look for Loss to get back in this one. This is a Raiders team. Once again, they came into last season 18-1. They looked for that championship. They got it. Back-to-back seasons, trying to go back-to-back, something we haven't seen in the history of Chassa. This is a team, though, they've lost 14 seniors, so it's a tough hill to climb. We'll be back in just a moment with the face-off. The Zamboni coming around now. Game starting in about 10 minutes. We'll be back with you. Stay with us on the Raiders Sports Network all night long. Jake Stewart, Patrick Carlson, and John Plumley. Stay with us.
Zamboni's an actual company. It's not just like technically it's a trademark, right?
Yeah. My mom said your sound isn't matching their lips.
What? Whose lips?
Mine, I think.
Barely showed your lips.
Probably for RJTV.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because that was poorly done. I hated that one. No offense on you or anything, I just hated that one.
Hey, you love the sports spotlight on the show.
No, I did not. Not that week I didn't. The Sam and Michael, I hated that.
No, I'm talking about me.
Oh, yeah.
The one I did, it was me and
Oh, yeah,
Ben.
that was fine. That was fine. Yeah, but like, no, I'm talking about the week before last. That's what I The one with the two sophomores saying,
I
right?
got you. Are you allowed to bring food up in here? I'm gonna go grab a snack. I've not had dinner. I don't know how to get out of here.
What do they have? And if there's any good.
She says hi again, you say suburban.
try. Why not? Getting to the reach? Record? Down to the seat?
Probably. I get a seat. Why do I have to sit back here? I don't want to sit back here.
Sorry, Matt. I don't know what to tell you.
Can I just take the computer and
Nah, that's risky. I would say no. I would just suggest no. That seat's not bad though. It's pretty comfy.
Where'd you get the food from? Downstairs. The concession stand downstairs? Where'd you get that? What's up? Where'd you get the hot dog from?
I got a burrito.
Oh.
Just,
The front desk?
Yeah. See, I don't know if I want to sit here, Matt, because I'm gonna have to like put the here. This is more space.
Yeah, sit back here. The rest of us.
Are you able to see it all though?
Yeah, you'll be able to see it. Stand up. Yeah. Stand up if you have to.
I'm gonna have to stand up like the whole game then. I might be tempted to move up. I might.
Alright, well, it's 8:40 now, so... Yeah, this game's gonna start at like 9.
Get out at like 10:30.
I'll get at 11.
We'll be home at like midnight.
We'll be out at 11. At least.
By the time we clean up. The only thing I didn't anticipate was how sticky that burrito is.
What's in it?
Green chili, potatoes, cheese, eggs.
Well, that actually doesn't sound that bad.
That's so good.
They probably all come in at the same time, honestly.
I don't know. I might try and move up. It's not hard though.
Jared!
What do we have next week?
Valor, I think. The ice range.
Boys basketball just won. Again? Alonzo Paul had over 30 points.
Hey, what?
Alonzo Paul had over 30 points.
What was the
Come on,
score?
wait. Boys won.
What was the score?
They beat Mullen.
Yeah. What was the score?
It said Alonzo Paul had over 30 points.
What was the score? Final score.
I don't know. My mom just said it won.
That's what the final score was.
Here, hold on. Aspen Provo tournament.
Jake.
Ready?
One second. I have that bright monitor.
Welcome back on the Raiders Sports Network tonight. Once again, it's a top 10 matchup for the Raiders. You're all too familiar with that this season. It's the number 10 Monarch Coyotes and the number 9 Regis Jesuit Raiders. Just so excited to be here with you guys tonight at the Sports Stable, making the long trek out here to get this one for you. Patrick Carlson, Jake Stewart, and John Plumley all night long for you here tonight. It's a fun one, and talk about a fun one. Talk about the Regis Jesuit basketball team getting another win tonight. And how about the scoring production from Alonzo Paul? Alonzo Paul over 30 points tonight, and the Raiders basketball team gets yet another win. That's their 5th of the season and 5th in the last 7 games. They're hot, and they're on fire. And the Regis Jesuit hockey team, they're playing a whole new brand of hockey as well. They coming off a 2-2 tie against Valor Christian. Valor Christian came into last night, number 5 in the state. So a big tie there for the Raiders. And before that, it was a 4-1 win over Castleview. This is a Raiders team. They've already faced Monarch once this season. Monarch won that one 4-1. The Raiders looking for a little bit of some sweet revenge tonight. So excited to get this one here with ya. In goal tonight for Monarch is number 30, Ethan Blackburn. Blackburn, 10 games played this season, 4 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie. 168 saves this year, 91.3 save percentage. On the other side for the Raiders, it's Gage Bussey, 3 wins. Patrick Carlson telling me tonight it's going to be Logan Zlot once again. So the backup goalie for the Raiders looking like he'll be playing tonight. No, Patrick, that's Gage Bussey. That's 29. Sorry about the confusion there, folks. Gage Bussey will be your goaltender tonight. 3 wins, 2 losses, 2 ties, 138 saves on 149 shots. That's a 92.6 save percentage. Both goalies tonight with 1 shutout on the year. So a minute and 30 seconds until game start here, until the face-off. We're so excited to get this one for you once again. All squared away here at the Sports Stable. This is the home of Monarch hockey. But we're here on the Raiders Sports Network getting the game for you all night long tonight. The only ones covering this one tonight. So we'll be back in just 1 minute with the starting lineup. Stay with us. Game will be starting next. Welcome back once again on the Raiders Sports Network. Getting set with the starting lineups now for both teams. Just getting started with the Raiders. Number 16, Matthew Bear, forward, getting announced there for the Raiders. Once again, Raiders and Coyotes facing off. Number 26, senior Toby Yarrington, next to be announced. He has 1 assist on the year, and after that, it's Sergio Padilla, number 9, 1 goal and 4 assists. Yesterday, he had a big assist in the tie against Valor. Jake Stordahl, the next one being announced, a sophomore, one of many sophomores on this team. And next up is Gage Bussey, so it's the Raiders' third line being announced tonight as the starting lineup, so exciting to see that so far tonight. Coach Dan Woodley, once again, Woodley, so many wins in his Raiders career. For Monarch now, forward number 9, Drew Fair, 6 goals, 1 assist on the season. Number 19, next up, Caleb Gold. He's the man to watch, 9 goals, 6 assists, 15 points, leading his conference in scoring. Number 24, next announced there, Peter Traynor, a goal and 2 assists. He's dangerous as well. And Ethan Blackburn, the final player announced. 4-3-1 once again, 91.3 save percentage. Time for the national anthem. We got Raiders hockey for you. Puck tip-off coming up next. We're back on the Raiders Sports Network. It's time for the face-off. Top 10 matchup once again. Monarch possesses it first. The Coyotes now working in the Raiders zone. Padilla with it now. That's Sergio Padilla. He had an assist to end the game last night. Cross ice pass there. That's number 16 for the Raiders, Matthew Bear. Bear will hit you hard and you will feel it. Now we're in the corner. Raiders trying to possess it. Monarch coming away with that puck. 16:30 left to go in period number 1 of action at the Sports Stable. Raiders looking for some revenge on Monarch tonight. Monarch took the first one 4-1. That one goes just past Bussey there. Here come the Raiders now. All alone with it, number 7, Brody Sands. Sands, he got his first goal on Teddy Bear night against Mountain Vista. Looking for some more to come now. He's got 2 goals on the season. Monarch now with possession of the puck. The Raiders get it right back. That's number 5 for the Raiders. Robbie Dembeck checking it back down. Dembeck had the first goal for the Raiders last night. Dembeck still with it, but now it's Monarch's turn. Number 22 with it now for Monarch. That's Andrew Kim. Kim back in the Raiders zone. Centers that one. Out in front. Opportunity for Monarch. Steered wide there. Still a chance now. That one finally got out by the Raiders. Deflection there. Out in front by the goalie. Shot, save, rebound. Gage Bussey there having to make his first save of the game now. Here's Nolan Sargent. Sargent works in. That one deflected wide. Nolan Sargent, he's done more assists this year than goals. One of the few seniors on this team out in front there for Leighton Walsh. Cannot put that one home. 3 seniors out right now for the Raiders. That one sent back in and wide of the net. So both teams putting early pressure on their goalies. 14:56 left to go in period number 1. Bussey's going to let that one skate down the ice for an icing call there. So the Raiders once again looking for revenge tonight. They're number 9 in the state of Colorado. Monarch is number 10. The Raiders did lose to Monarch earlier in the season. 4-1 was the score. Monarch got upset last night to Mountain Vista. That was a thrilling upset, one you don't expect. Mountain Vista, an unranked team this season. Raiders win that face-off. Controlled now by Padilla. Padilla sends that one in along the boards. That's number 19 for the Raiders, tracking that one down, William Laws. Laws scored the Raiders' only goal last time these two teams met. Trying to keep it in the Monarch zone now. That one comes up and out. Here's Monarch the other way. The Raiders good pressure there, and now it's Balatbat. Balatbat out in front, steered wide there. Leighton Walsh had a chance, tried to redirect that one into the goal, could not. Trying to keep that into the blue line, the Raiders cannot, and now Monarch behind their own net. Walsh wanted to steal there, couldn't come up with it. Now it's 28 for the Raiders and big Jake Stordahl. The Raiders, not too many big bodies this season. Nolan Sargent and Jake Stordahl, 2 of the bigger guys. Here's the Raiders with it now, out in front there. Sending that one, glove save there and covered up by Ethan Blackburn. Finally there with 13:50 left to go in period number 1. This is a Raiders team, 7 wins on the season. I cannot say it enough. And they went 18-1 last season. They did lose 14 seniors this year. That's why you see the 3 losses. But this is a team, a lot of learning to do. They've done a great job so far this season adjusting to themselves. We talked to Coach Dan Woodley earlier in the season. He was saying this is still a team that are growing as they progress. You love to see some of those losses for the Raiders because they're all just learning curves. Raiders winners of that face-off, but it does come up and out of the zone. Stordahl now tracks that one and sends it back in along the boards. This is a Coyotes team, only 3 losses this season, just like the Raiders. They have won 7. Player hitting the ice there for the Raiders. Monarch with it now, taking it in, shot, save there, rebound, and covered up. A little extracurricular activity after that one as well. That was number 26, Kevin Messias for Monarch there. So a face-off now, back in the Raiders zone. 13:25 left to go in period number 1. Face-off, controlled by the Raiders. Sent up and out of the zone, that was Hero Schmidt. Schmidt had the Raiders' second goal yesterday, proving to be a true hero. That one sent, no icing call as it slides down the ice. Opportunity now for Monarch, nice move out in front. Raiders stop anything from happening there. Out in front, now another chance. A line change now for the Raiders. It's Sergio Padilla trying to track it down. John Axton, the sophomore, he's getting plenty of minutes the last 2 games. We did not see Dylan Thompson, the junior, last night play. We'll see if he comes back tonight. Brody Sands now works with it. Nolan Sargent to his right. Sands still with it now for the Raiders. 12:30 left to go in period number 1. This is a Monarch Coyotes team. They've outscored opponents 46-18 on the season. Caleb Gold leads this team with 9 goals and 6 assists, 15 points. Caleb Gold, for those of you watching tonight, number 19 out there. Dembeck sends that one in just wide of the net there. Still a chance now for the Raiders, but Monarch doing a good job of defense there, trying to get a counterattack. That's 22 now with it for Monarch, Andrew Kim. Kim's got himself 5 points on the season, 2 goals to go with it. Great defensive stop there by Caleb Gold. The senior superstar in Caleb Gold leading his conference in points just as Leighton Walsh is doing. That one sent up along the boards, Nolan Sargent there. Leighton Walsh, 9 goals this season for the Raiders. Player goes down for Monarch. No call there by the referees. Out in front, still an opportunity, shot, score. Monarch on the board here, first at the Sports Stable. Getting things started early, 1-0 to score with 11:27 left to go in period number 1. Number 20 for Monarch, that's Hunter Hawkins, his 3rd goal this season, and 11 points to go with it. Monarch Coyotes striking first. Just nobody covering that backside of the net, and you saw a wide open net to shoot from for Hawkins. He finds the top corner, puts it home, 1-0 Coyotes. Monarch with it now in their own zone. Raiders trying to answer. Put that one back. Good possession now for the Raiders. We talked about Valor last night. Hadn't given up virtually any goals 5 games in a row. Valor held their opponents to 0 goals. Last night the Raiders put up 2. They're able to come back from deficits. They came back from a 2-0 one last night. That's Jake Stordahl working with it now for the Raiders. Nicholas Bowers sends that one into the Monarch zone. Monarch now with the puck. 10:30 left to go in period number 1. Kept in there, that's number 11, Zach Jensen. Great defense there by the Raiders and Kai Oganeku. Oganeku lost it for a second, but still regaining possession now is Sergio Padilla. Padilla puts on a little spin cycle, and now the Raiders have it back. And there is Dylan Thompson, number 14, back on the ice there for the Raiders. He missed last night's game against Valor. Walsh now. No icing called there. Tracking it down is Leighton Walsh. Raiders keep it in the blue line. 9:50 left to go in period number 1. Quick line change now for the Yotes. Raiders trying to take advantage. Big hit there along the boards. Now it's Caleb Balatbat. Balatbat, this is a senior in his 2nd year on varsity. Good fight along the boards. Monarch comes up with it. Here come the Yotes now, and it's number 14 with it. Jaden Del Tufo. Nice defense for the Raiders. Stordahl. Axton couldn't come up with it. Monarch another chance out in front. Shot save. Bussey had to come up big, and here's Caleb Balatbat 1-on-2 back the other way. Balatbat shot save there. Rebound still available. That was Ethan Blackburn's 2nd save of the night. So far, Monarch out shooting the Raiders 4-2. Raiders keeping it in the Monarch zone now. Have done a decent job of possessing. Hero Schmidt takes a shot to the face there, and Monarch comes away with it. That one gliding down the ice. Kept from an icing call. The Raiders come up with it as John Axton. Axton, a risky pass there. Monarch coming up with it now. That one flies off the boards. Stordahl now sends it up and out. As an icing call there. So the Raiders tonight, Gage Bussey once again in net. He's had a couple breaks this season, but for the most part, he's been phenomenal. 3 wins, 2 losses, 2 ties, 92.6 save percentage on the season. He gave up 2 goals last night. but he sure did have some big saves to keep the Raiders in it against the Valor Eagles team. Not afraid to shoot. Neither is this Monarch team. That one deflected out wide by Bussey. Padilla now working it over to Hero Schmidt. Monarch now another opportunity. That shot is blocked by Sargent. Excuse me, that is number 18 with the block there for the Raiders. It's just crazy to think for the Raiders, this is already their 9th top 10 matchup of the season. This is a team they've already faced heavy pressure as a young team this season. You see their rankings up at number 9. I think they should be bumped up a little bit more for how hard they've been playing this year. You'll see an update. I was notified by the Regis Hockey page. You'll see an update on Monday as to the rankings of this team. Look for it to go up if the Raiders can get something going here tonight after a tie against the number 5 ranked Valor Eagles. Back in the zone now for the Raiders. 7:20 left to go in period number 1. Whistle blows there with a player down for Monarch. That's number 8 for Monarch down on the ice. Adam MacArthur, he gets up and skates off. So the Raiders will be on the penalty kill for the first time tonight. They had to kill just a plethora of penalties last night. I want to say it was as many as 7 penalties. They did a great job on the penalty kill last night. Not quite as good a job on the power play, but they're going to have to go on the kill tonight. It looks like offsetting penalties, so we'll have some 4-on-4 hockey for you here at the Sports Settle.
They happen at the same time, it's still 5-on-5.
So a major for both players there. 2-minute minor for number 2 for the Raiders, Kai Oganeku.
They both happen at the same time. They don't take people off.
So still 5-on-5 hockey now as a player for both team enters the penalty box, or the sin box as my good friend Jaron Johnson would call it. So here's Monarch working with it now. Oganeku's going to have to sit out for 2 minutes for the Raiders. Padilla now with it. Sends that one along the boards. Here come the Raiders. They got a 2-on-2 now, working with it now. Leighton Walsh. Walsh, too strong of a pass there for Balatbat. Here's Monarch now trying to come back the other way. Raiders keep it in the zone. Walsh sends that one out in front. Nobody home for the Raiders. Haven't seen many shots for the Raiders thus far. Only 3 on Blackburn. Steal there by the Raiders. Here they come. That's William Laws out in front. So Monarch with it now. Walsh looked like he wanted to put on a hit there. Decided not to. Walking into the zone. Shot. Big save there as Gage Bussey looked behind him, but the puck was out in front. That was number 19, Caleb Gold. We talked about it. That is the guy you cannot have on a breakaway. Caleb Gold, 9 goals and 6 assists on the season, leading his conference with 15 points. He almost had his 10th goal there, but Gage Bussey saving the day on a 1-on-1. Monarch wins the faceoff. Sargent now working along the boards. Nolan Sargent, he will be playing junior hockey next season, he told me. I take physics class with Nolan Sargent. He's one heck of an athlete, one heck of a guy. Last season, he was the Raiders' leading goal scorer. This season, he leads the team in assists. Sargent puts on a hit there. Still working along the boards. 5:40 left to go in period number 1. Monarch with a 1-0 lead. The Yotes come away with it, with the puck. Raiders pressuring hard. That one out in front. Stordahl couldn't clear it. So this will now be a power play for the Yotes. Going to the penalty box now for the Raiders. Number 10, Andrew Gleason. So Gleason now going to join Kai Oganeku in the penalty box. So Monarch now with already a 1-goal advantage will go on the 2-minute minor power play advantage. So the Raiders, after having to make 7 penalty kills last night, will have to try it out here. 5:31 here to go in the first play of action. Switching players out for the face-off. That one won by Monarch. Monarch now, 1:56 left to go in the power play. This is a Raiders team, over 60 penalties on the season. One of the things, as a young team, you'll get better as you go on, but you really have to work on that. You don't put as much team pressure on your team. That one sent in along the boards, 5 left to go in period number 1. The Raiders did such a good job of the penalty kill last night, trying to transition that into Knight. Shot there, and glove save made by Bussey. Gage Bussey going to have to be big for the Raiders tonight if they can hold on in this one. It's a top 10 matchup, and we're playing at the Sports Stable, home of the Monarch Coyotes. So Oganeku now gets to come out for the Raiders. Still a minute 23 left to go on the power play for Monarch. Gold passed that one off. Shot there, that one's blocked. Nolan Sargent, nice defensive play there to get that one out of the zone. Raiders trying to win that in the zone, shorthanded. That's Leighton Walsh. Out in front, an opportunity there. That was number 19 for the Raiders. Under a minute now left to go on the power play. Raiders doing a great job so far, pressuring and playing good defense. Here come the Yotes now, back the other way in the gold and white uniforms. The Raiders in red and white tonight. Pass up top. Lesson. Gold. Back to loose. Shot, save, rebound, shot. Out in front still. Here come the Raiders now, try to get it out of the zone. They cannot. William Laws diving, but cannot get it out. 10 seconds left to go in the power play, and they do finally get it out. Nolan Sargent, great clearance there as always. So Nolan Sargent having to be the hero on power play number 1. Does a great job of getting that one out of the zone. So back at even strength here. Sargent got grabbed there, no call. Here's Monarch now working with it. The Raiders a nice steal there. A push and no call. Shot, glove save made by Bussey. Bussey having to work his butt off so far. He's had a lot of save thus far. A lot of action back there in net. On the other side, Blackburn only having to make 3 saves thus far. Raiders got to get more pressure on him in the shots. We talked about it last night. I talked to John Plumley. Once they start getting the shots going for the Raiders, that's when the goals start coming. They didn't really get any shots until the 3rd period, and then they started capitalizing, hence the 2 goals to tie things up. That puck goes down the ice for an icing call back in the Raiders zone. Face-off upcoming. Once again, for those of you Raider fans out there, the Raiders did get the win against Mullen at Mullen. A big win there. Alonzo Paul, I've been told, scored over 30 points, so big kudos to him. He's played great in the last couple games for the Raiders. A team that's won 5 of their last 7 games after starting the season 0-9. So congrats to Coach Ken Shaw on a comeback for a basketball team that we know can be very great. So 2:50 left to go in period number 1 of hockey here at the Sports Stable. Raiders down a deficit of 1 goal. Big hit there. That one sent in. Out of the zone now. Hero Schmidt. And they're going to call Hero Schmidt, it looks like here, for hooking. So the Raiders, we talked about it with this youth. They just cannot seem to stay out of the penalty box. This is now their 2nd penalty after already getting 7 last night. So once again, Monarchs to go on the power play for the 2nd time in this period. Raiders going to have to play down a man. That line out there for the Raiders, Leighton Walsh and Nolan Sargent leading it. Robbie Dembeck as well, and Kai Oganeku. out there for the Raiders. So already a penalty on Andrew Gleason, and this time Hero Schmidt. Schmidt, if you missed it last night, had the Raiders' final goal of the game to knot things up at 2. Saved there by Bussey. Good job to cover that up and not allow any extra rebounds. 2:16 left to go now here, period number 1. Raiders win that face-off. Let's see if they can get it out, and they finally can there. Kai Oganeku, excellent hit there, but they're going to call him. And I don't know about that one, Patrick Carlson. I saw that one. It didn't look to me like a penalty, but they're going to send Kai Oganeku now to the box for the Raiders. So the third penalty. Can you believe it? The third penalty on the Raiders in this first period. 5-on-3 now for Monarch. This is something you don't want as a Raiders fan. The Raiders now a 2-man disadvantage. That hit looked legal to me, but the refs didn't think so. So for the Yotes now, 1:33 with a 5-on-3 advantage. Oganeku now. A tripping penalty called there. That's now his second of the game. I didn't see a trip there, Patrick Carlson. It looked like a clean hit to me. I don't think so. That one sent it up and out of the zone. The Raiders had to face a 5-on-3 last night. They shut that down completely. Not a single goal for Valor. Padilla tries to stop that one. Man out in front shot. What a save by Gage Bussey. He had to stretch out for that one. A man left wide open out in front of the netminder, and Gage Bussey had to make a miracle save. Leighton Walsh now an opportunity. A loose puck there, and Walsh almost put a shorthanded goal in the back of the net for the Raiders. Here's Monarch now back the other way. 35 seconds left to go in the first power play of 2. Sargent now trying to track that one down for the Raiders. 25 left to go. Shot out in front. That one sent in along the boards and out. The Raiders doing a terrific job now on this 5-on-3. 45 seconds left to go in period number 1. Monarch will start the second period on the power play. Excuse me, it'll be a 4-second offset. That one out in front. Shot. Oh my goodness. Bussey from his back makes the save. Are you kidding me, Gage Bussey? He's doing it all tonight from his back and from his front. Gage Bussey keeping the Raiders in this thing. Already having to make double-digit saves tonight is Gage Bussey. 1 second left to go on the power play. The first, 5-on-3 now. Hero Schmidt going to come back in just a moment. Smooth move there by Leighton Walsh on the sideboards there. So Schmidt now comes back in for the Raiders. 26 left to go in this period. Raiders shorthanded now, have the puck. Sent down the ice, no icing call. Hero Schmidt back in the game after his penalty. 15 left to go in the first period and 10 seconds left to go in the power play. Monarch sends that one up. Kick save made there by Bussey. Out in front once again. Monarch seems to just be pounding Bussey down low. Hoping one of these rebounds can fall. Bussey doing a good job. So at the end of 1, Gage Bussey keeping the Raiders in this thing. 1-0 though the score. Monarch on top. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with your intermission report. 1-0 the score. Coyotes on top. Stay with us.
What's up, Raiders? I'm Skylar Kane.
And I'm Caitlin Marshall.
And this week we take a look into the servant leadership class. Palms prepares for nationals.
And Shen McConnell is back with an all-new pizza review. That and more.
And it's all happening here, right now, on RJTV.
coming up soon, and we want you to sign up for Servant Leadership. This class will work in collaboration with Student Council to plan the dances, pep rallies, mission week, and so much more.
But what else do we do?
Lyric Swift and Anna Mozar have the story.
You've seen them on RJTV, at events and assemblies. They're your student council leaders. But do you know the work it takes to make it happen?
Hi, my name is Skylar Kane. I'm the student council president.
Joe Cross, and I'm senior class representative.
Jack Kennedy, student council runner-up.
My name is Meredith Fike, and I'm the activities director.
So I joined student council because I kind of wanted to have like a greater impact on our school for like my last year here. And I really actually wanted to like inquire change and make things that I thought could be better and kind of put my ideas into action.
Why I joined student council was to make a difference. I would love to go into that career later in life. I'd love to be part of politics.
What we do is we try to partner with clubs to help support their events.
There's a lot of different things we do. Basically, what we're doing now is like planning new events for the future, and so how that can benefit both the students and the faculty, maybe raise some money.
Although student council seems like all fun and games, they're still faced with many challenges.
My biggest struggle would probably be making everyone happy. So if you have a dance, some people are going to love it, some people aren't.
It takes hard work and determination to please the entire student body, and that's where student council and student leadership comes in.
Community building, culture building for Regis Jesuit in school culture, and that's something that you can't build and then it just like stays. It's a constant thing that you have to get better at.
This has been Lyric Swift and Anna Moser.
Join student leadership
for RJT.
Yeah, you should just. I'm kidding. Okay, let's go. Thanks, Lyric and Anna.
So, Skylar, sports, how are they doing?
Well, to be honest, I have no idea, but luckily I do know some people who do.
Really? Can I guess?
No.
Oh.
It's Ben Gelfand and Jake Stewart with your Sports Spotlight.
What's up, Raiders? I'm Jake.
And I'm Ben.
Here with your Sports Spotlight.
To start off, senior basketball player Jaden Moore has been nominated for the McDonald's All-American game, averaging a double-double.
Moore's 15 points and 10 rebounds per game headline your 5th-ranked girls basketball team who picked up the W over Thunder Ridge this week. They play again at home next week against Douglas County.
Boys basketball coming off a couple big wins against Heritage, Dakota Ridge. They play against rival Mullen on Saturday.
Boys hockey plays tonight against Valor Christian at 5:40. At Family Sports as well as against Monarch tomorrow. Tune in on the Raider Sports Network and good luck, guys.
Senior night for girls swim was last night at their meet against Mountain Vista.
More than 20 swimmers have qualified for state this year.
Boys wrestling team continues to earn their place on the map.
Antonio Sandora is ranked 11th in his weight category.
Wrestler Xavier Carroll is 16th in his weight category.
And junior Antonio Segura is leading the pack in first place in his weight category.
Keep it up, guys.
Girls wrestling is also up and running.
Last Saturday they did well competing at the Montbello tournament. Keep it up, ladies.
And your Varsity Toms team is heading to nationals.
Our RJTV reporters are here with the story.
Every athlete on this team brings something so special to this program. Not only are we team members, but we're best friends.
I would not ask for a different group of girls to dance with every day.
We train year-round from April to March.
3 hours a day, 6 days a week. We do technique, training, conditioning, and even ballet.
And this bond that we have is unmatched. We made Palm state finals for the first time in 5A.
We work so hard and we've just gotten so close. It's really a dream team.
Good luck this weekend, Pops team, and don't forget to tune in all week long. The Raider Sports Network will have some hockey and basketball for you.
Back to Skylar and Caitlin in the studio.
Thanks, Jake and Ben. Hey, Skylar, can we go grab pizza after this?
Sure, I don't know where, but I'm feeling pizza.
I literally just said pizza.
Oh, well, I think senioritis is affecting my hearing. Forgive me.
Sorry, Skylar, I do not have enough brain cells to keep talking to you right now. Shen McConnell has his recommendations.
Hey guys, Shen here. I forgot to turn on the mic during my pizza review, so I'm gonna be commentating over it. So let's see here. What's up, AJ? We're here, Big Bill's Pizza. Shout out NYPD. They're supporting the cops. We like that. So 1 bite. Let's check out the za. Little splittage. Not deeping together. All right, it's not coming off good. Come off. Oh yeah, a little Yonkers flop there. A little Yonkers. 1 bite. Everyone knows the rules. One bite. Everyone knows the rules. 1 bite. Everyone knows the rules. Come on through. We're just filming a pizza review. Don't worry about us. We're just filming a pizza review. 1 bite. 6.7. That's a review. Big Bill's Pizza. Supporting our cops. NYPD. Boom.
Hey, AJ, way to go with that really crisp audio. It's almost as crisp as this pizza.
Cut the cameras. People didn't like this last time.
Thanks, Shen. Now, before we go, we do have a few announcements.
If you haven't yet, be sure to register for the Roaring 20s Mom Prom on February 23rd.
And the book drive is still continuing on till the end of this month. So bring in your new or lightly used books into the dean's office or either of the main entries in both the divisions.
If you are an underclassman without a parking spot on campus, you can park in the boys division lot for the next 2 weeks. Just be sure to not park in staff spots. The FCC lot will be closed during boys service projects, so be sure to take advantage of this.
Yes, and if you haven't changed your passwords yet, do that now or you will be locked out of all of your accounts. And you will get a jug.
Geez, a jug?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of harsh too, but you know who you are, so go change that password, like, right now.
Skylar, give it up.
I'm sorry, what?
Give it up for Cadre! Today, Cadre will be collecting for the Australian Wildfire Relief, helping animals recover from the fires.
And that's all for this week. I'm Skylar Kane.
And I'm Caitlin Marshall. Peace.
Like, really, like, hi. Peace.
Welcome back here on the Raider Sports Network, getting you set with a little intermission report. At the end of one period, the Yotes up 1-0 over the Raiders, getting you set for period number 2. The Raiders, a little bit of a recap. They were down 1-0, a 5-on-3. Bussy made an incredible diving acrobatic save, made another one off the chest and another glove save as well. So Bussy keeping this team within 1. On the other side of things, Monarch, they've been pressuring the Raiders hard so far. Already 3 penalties called thus far on the Raiders. The Raiders are going to have to do a good job in this second period of limiting themselves on special teams, maybe even getting a power play of their own. So 1-0 the score here at the end of 1. Just some quick news, the Raiders basketball team, I'll say it once again, a big win over Mullen. Can't emphasize it enough. Lonzo Paul, over 30 points in that game with the Raiders' 15-point win. Coming back to hockey, this Monarch team, they're a little bit unpredictable. They did beat the Raiders 4-1 earlier this season. However, this Monarch team did lose last night to Mountain Vista, a team that the Raiders beat twice already this season, a team unranked that has only scored 10 goals on the season. So we'll see who will get the best of the second period. It was the Monarch Coyotes in the first period. Players coming back on the ice in just a moment. We'll get you the second period face-off in just a second on the Raider Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next. And we're back on the Raiders Sports Network. Leighton Walsh winning that face-off for the Raiders to start things off here in period number 2. Monarch with a 1-0 lead. Sports Stable tonight, home of the Monarch Coyotes. Icing called there. So the first goal of the game was scored by Hunter Hawkins. That was his 3rd goal of the season. He has 11 points to go with it, 8 assists as well. So here's Leighton Walsh now, the Raiders' leading goal scorer with 9, winning that faceoff. Now it's Monarch coming away with it, sending that one down the ice, and another icing called. John Plumley, our cameraman, doing a great job so far tonight. Plenty of icing calls going his way, so he's got to move the camera a lot, as you can see. Patrick Carlson doing a great job on producer as well. So the Raiders, it's a fresh start, a fresh new period. Fresh period for the refs as well. We saw a couple calls that could have gone either way, particularly the one right in front of us here along the end boards. That was called the Kai Oganeku 2-minute minor penalty. Leighton Walsh now tracking that one down for the Raiders. Kept in, nicely done. The Raiders just have not been able to keep it in the Monarch zone for very long on these possessions. They got to be able to work some shots in. Only had 3 on Blackburn. Haven't tested it much so far tonight. Monarch now back with the puck. A little nifty pass there. Here they come. Big hit there by Nolan Sargent. Didn't have a chance that time. Just the pure physicality and strength of Nolan Sargent showed on that play there. Didn't even look like he had to try on that hit. Took the player down. Icing called there. 15:38 left to go in period number 2. The score still 1-0 Yotes. This line for the Raiders led by Sergio Padilla. Monarch wins that face-off, and here they come back the other way. Good pressure on the puck that time for the Raiders. That's Toby Yarrington. That one skipped by Bussey there. Padilla tries to win it for the Raiders. We're back in the corner now, 15-15. Hero Schmidt goes down there. No call on that one. Schmidt now works it back the other way. Shot goes wide. Schmidt, pass back in. Cannot cover it. Blackburn cannot. Out in front, loose puck. And finally smothered up there by Blackburn. That hit was laid on Hero Schmidt. No call on that one. Similar to the Kai Oganeku hit right in front of us. That was called the tripping call. So, you know, Patrick, you look at the ref and, sometimes you look at that and you say, it's 50-50. You're calling it both ways. So far tonight, we haven't seen that. The Raiders win the puck there. Big shot from the point, blocked. Sands now tries to win that one, cannot. Here comes Monarch now, back the other way. They've got a 3-on-2. Sean Holloway comes up with it. Here's the Raiders now with a push of their own. Working into the zone, pass out in front, shot, score! Raiders on the board, 14-33. 1-1 the score here at Sports Stable. What a shot and what a finish, Robbie Dembeck. He scored the first goal last night, and he scores the first goal tonight. His 5th of the season to knot things up at 1 here at the Sports Stable. So Robbie Dembeck now getting a little piece of the action. He answers right back in the second period. Hunter Hawkins, the other side for Monarch. That goal was unassisted, so Robbie Dembeck gets credit for the 5th goal of his season. Dembeck always seems to get those big goals when they matter most. Yesterday it was getting the Raiders on the board against Valor, trying to start things off, and tonight getting on the board to tie things against Monarch. So a fight along the boards now. Whistle blown there. Let's see what the call is. Refs talking it over here now. And Monarch now will finally have a player go into the box, so the Raiders, coming off a goal from Robbie Dembeck, will go on the power play. I believe, and no, they won't. Just when you think the Raiders have a power play, they send a man of their own into the box. So 5-on-5, even action, 14:06 left to go, 1-1 the score. Robbie Dembeck, man, has he been a threat this year for the Raiders. You talk about that next man mentality. You lose 14 seniors, you need somebody to step up. It can't just be Nolan Sargent, and it can't just be Leighton Walsh. And Robbie Dembeck has done it so far this season with 5 goals. So penalties on both sides, but we remain at 5-on-5. Work it in there for the Raiders' opportunity. Out in front, Sargent, one-timer. Sent wide of the net there. Yarrington pressuring now for the Raiders. Hero Schmidt, a hit along the boards, and Dylan Thompson gets one in as well. Back the other way comes Monarch, shot in and glove save made by Bussey. So if you're this Raiders team, you look into the first period and that is going to come back to bite the Monarch team. They could have scored as many as 4 goals on the Raiders with as many shots as they took. Gage Bussey, phenomenal saves, phenomenal athlete for him, and he kept this team within 1 goal. Reaping the benefits now are the Raiders 1-1, now the score. Raiders working with it now. Trying to win this puck is Hero Schmidt. Hero Schmidt has so much speed out there for the Raiders. Let's see if the Raiders use that goal for some momentum now in the second period. 1-1 the score. This is a Raiders team. They had 2 wins last season, had a tie last night against Valor. For Monarch, a loss last night against Mountain Vista. If they lose 2 games, they will drop heavily in the rankings. Both teams cemented in the top 10 right now. Hits back and forth. Here come the Raiders. It's John Axton with the puck. Coming quickly with it. What a hit there. No penalty called. That was a clean hit. Back the other way comes Caleb Gold. Gold shot and glove save made by Bussey. 12:22 left to go in period number 2. Line shifts for both teams. Raiders win that face-off. Get it out of their own zone. Player down in their own zone. That's Sergio Padilla. Opportunity now. Monarch with the steal. Work it in. Shot. Save there. Still loose puck out in front. Dembeck trying to clear it now. Get it out. And he will. Dembeck. Huge hit there. And no call on that one as well. So back and forth calls so far from this referee. Very inconsistent thus far. Icing called there, and we'll come back to the Raiders zone. .11:48 left to play in period number 2. It's the Yotes at number 10 in the state of Colorado. The Raiders at number 9, all tied up at 1. That one shot. Opportunity there. Just went wide of the net. No offsides called there. That one sent into the Raiders zone. Raiders going to try and start from scratch now. Reset. That's Nolan Sargent. Sends that one right back to the Coyotes. Here's Walsh now with it. Makes 2 players miss. Leighton Walsh now coming down for the Raiders. All by himself. Backhand pass there. Shifty play there out in front. Still a loose puck. Blackburn unable to cover it up, still hasn't. And it looks like he finally did as players all out in front of the goal there. So the ref talking to Blackburn in the net. Blackburn didn't have to do much in the first period. He's had to do a whole lot more here in the second. The Raiders look like they win that face-off, and they do. But it goes right back to Monarch and Drew Fair. Sends that one along the boards. 2 Raiders players crush him. 10:30 left to go. Raiders have all kinds of momentum on their side. Here come the Raiders with numbers. Sergio Padilla, he's got speed as well. No icing called there. Hero Schmidt now with it. Schmidt scored the Raiders' second goal last night. A key goal to get this team that tie and that 1 point. Monarch out in front. Not able to capitalize. He's number 8. Adam MacArthur. Hero Schmidt now along the boards. Big hit there. Applied by number 16 for the Raiders. Matthew Bear is not afraid to hit the opposing team, and he did it there. Sargent works that one in. And along the boards, the Raiders doing a quick line change, and it's Sean Holloway. Holloway has that one sent out by the Monarch player. Raiders catching the Yotes off guard. Here's Nolan Sargent, 2-on-1 for the Raiders. Shot, big save there by Blackburn. Ethan Blackburn's bigs to the game. Sargent had the option to pass, took it himself. Nolan Sargent there. Very close to the Raiders' second goal. .9:25 left to play in period number 2 at the Sports Stable. All knotted up at 1. Sargent shot from the point. Behind the net now. Stordal now tracks that puck down. Here comes the Coyotes now. With players. That is Robbie Dembeck going down the ice. Shot! That was a tough save there, and Gage Bussey made it. Bussey has been incredible so far in this one. Keeping his team locked up at 1. So Raider Sports Network tonight, Jake Stewart, Patrick Carlson, and John Plumley getting this game for you all the way up in Superior at the Sports Stable. We'll call it our field trip. Patrick Carlson as another glove save made by Gage Bussey. Little Raider Sports Network field trip tonight, why not? Saturday night hockey. Late game start, this one didn't start until 9 o'clock. But nonetheless exciting. A big game for both teams. You gotta think the winner of this will move up the rankings and stay in the top 10. The loser will drop out. Kick save made there by Bussey. 8:50 left to play here. Opportunity out in front there for Monarch. Shot from the point goes wide. Raiders win that, but still an opportunity for Monarch. Nice pass there, cross ice. But a great deflection stop there by Monarch. Holloway smacked along the boards. Raiders have done a lot better job in this second period, limiting the penalties and putting pressure on Blackburn. Here they come, catching Monarch off the guard once again. Getting all the players on side, losing that puck there is 22 for the Raiders. Nicholas Bowers, the Raiders had an opportunity that time. Nice move by Yarrington, sends that one up. Bowers put the pressure on for the Raiders. Big hit there. And Yarrington, the senior for the Raiders, goes down. Icing called there as that puck came to a stoppage. 7:47 left to go. And we're going to take a 5-second timeout here on the Raider Sports Network to catch our breaths. So another face-off now in the Raiders zone. 7:47 left to go. The Raiders' goal this period was scored by Robbie Dembeck. Dembeck had the first goal in the Valor game last night as well, coming in the third period. So here we go, face-off now in the Raiders zone once again. The Raiders, the away team tonight, as Caleb Balatbat takes that puck. Balatbat has plenty of speed out there for the Raiders. Works it into the zone. Puts that one behind the net for Leighton Walsh. Walsh in pursuit of his 10th goal this season. Excuse me, his 9th goal this season. He's got 8. Monarch struggling to possess right now, and a nice hit by the Raiders. Coming back the other way is Sergio Padilla. Dodges that hit. An upset Coyotes player on the other side. That one got through the defense in Kaio Ganeku. Padilla clears that one up and out. 6:55 now left to play in period number 2. Raiders cannot handle that one. That one sent along the boards now. Raiders trying to come up with it, and they will. Here come the Raiders. Let's see if they can get it to Schmidt, and they cannot. The defense for Monarch has been great thus far, other than that one-on-one opportunity for Dembeck. 6:20 now left to play, back in the Raiders zone. In terms of my 4 years here at Regis Jesuit, I cannot say I've seen a better hockey game than last night against Valor. What an exciting game, an exciting comeback, an exciting finish. You can check out the article I wrote on the team last night at rjmedianow.com. Raiders basketball team get another win over Mullen as well. That one's sent up. 5:50 left to play here now in period number 2. Big hit there. The Monarch player steps over the Raiders, and he will go to the penalty box. Number 15, Henry Zeigerts for Monarch, heading to the box. That one reminded me a lot of the hit on Kaio Ganeku, and some would say that's not a penalty, but if you're going to call the one on Oganeku, you call that one out there on Zeigerts. 5:43 left to go in period number 2, and the Raiders will go on the power play for the first time tonight. So Caleb Balatbat now will take the face-off for the Raiders, one of the senior leaders of this team. So with Zeigert in the box, the Raiders get their first crack at a power play. That one goes square up and straight towards Coach Dan Woodley. We're glad he's okay on the bench. 1:50 now left to go in the power play. So another face-off now, once again won by Balatbat. Raiders now have plenty of time to work with this power play. Let's see if they can get some shots, maybe a second goal on. Opportunity right next to the net. Had a man out in front, now they still do. Balatbat took too much time there. Oganeku banging his stick on the ice, he wants it. Whistle blown there. Let's see what the call is on the ice. And number 10 for Monarch now going to the penalty box. So the Raiders, for the first time tonight, will get a 5-on-3. You saw Monarch in the first period, a 5-on-3. The Raiders killed it, and now it's their turn on the 5-on-3. So number 10 goes to the box, full or loose for Monarch. He'll sit in there now with his counterpart, Henry Zeigert. So the Raiders now 1 minute and 29 seconds with the 5-on-3 advantage. This is key for them in this game. Leighton Walsh now, he's got Sargent to his right. The 2-point leaders for the Raiders along with Dembeck as well. Last puck now for the Raiders. Now it's Dembeck, works into the zone. Already one goal tonight for Robbie Dembeck. Now it's Nolan Sargent. Back to Dembeck. Sargent's now got it at the point. Out in front, opportunity for the Raiders. Player goes down there. That's number 19 for the Raiders who had the opportunity. Still out in front. Walsh, cross-ice pass there for Sargent. Back to Dembeck. Sargent's got it now. Opportunity out in front, shot, saved there from the point. Ethan Blackburn once again. This is the striking time for the Raiders of 5-on-3. You cannot ask for a better opportunity here with 4:24 in the second. It will be Leighton Walsh, the Raiders' leading goal scorer, to take this face-off here. Face-off controlled here by Monarch. Just trying to waste some time. Leighton Walsh coming up with it. Behind the net now. Out in front, Sargent one-timer. Sent wide there. Sargent might want that one back. He had a big opportunity on that one. Here's Nolan Sargent still with it now. Opportunity, Dembeck out in front. He wants his 6th goal of the season. 15 seconds left to go in the first of 2. Opportunity out in front, shot, Sargent, save, rebound, still out in front, a loose puck. And a glove save made by Blackburn, and what a beauty of a save, robbing Sargent of his 3rd goal of the season. So a quick line change for both teams. 7 seconds left to go in the first power play and 38 seconds left to go in the second. 3:50 left on the clock in period number 2. Caleb Blackbat to take the face-off for the Raiders. They switched the lines out. Now it's Kaya Ganeku Blackbat leading this one. Sands and Padilla out there as well. Oganeku working with it. Out to Padilla. Sergio Padilla, the one-timer behind the net there. The first of 2 penalties has gone. So now the Raiders a one-man advantage out in front. They're pressing hard. Shots blocked there. Monarch now gets it up and out. So 15 seconds left to go in the second power play for the Raiders, and it's sure looking like this 5-on-3 will be killed. Nicely done by Monarch. So both teams now will have killed the 5-on-3s for their respective sides, as you see Caleb Blackbat with it now. 1-1, still the score here at the Sports Stable. Robbie Dembeck got the Raiders on the board here to knot things up at 1. .250 left to go now. That one will be called an icing. So it was Monarch dominating the first period, the Raiders dominating the second so far, hence the 1-1 score. A very evenly matched hockey game. These two teams matching up for the second time this season. Opportunity now for the Raiders. Shot out in front. What a save there from Blackburn. Had to reach behind him for that one. Robbing the Raiders of their second goal. Once again, the first time these two teams matched up, Monarch got the best of Regis, winning 4-1. This is a new, revamped Regis team coming off of a 2-2 tie against the number 5 ranked Valor Eagles. Dylan Thompson wins that one, goes behind his back there to Sargent. Sargent sends that one along the boards. Raiders still with it in the Monarch zone, send that one back in behind the net. Monarch trying to clear it out. They cannot. One now by Holloway. Now Sargent for the Raiders, putting that one right back in the zone. So whistle blown now, and the lines will now switch for both teams. 2:05 left to go now in period number 2. The Yotes winning that face-off now, just under 2 minutes. Leighton Walsh pushing hard now, trying to come up with that puck. He cannot, but his teammate can. Whistle blown there. And the glove comes off the hand of Blackburn, and a stoppage of play. These Raiders games this season have been no short of exciting. Once again, the Raiders, this is their 9th top 10 matchup of the season. 8 of their games have came within 1 goal. Here's Monarch now trying to get a 2-on-1. Opportunity out in front, and a player goes down. I believe he slipped on the ice there, hence the no call. Monarch fans don't like it, though. They wanted a penalty. 1 minute, 30 seconds left to go now in period number 2. That one sent down the ice. No icing called. Blackbat now makes a nice move. Still with the puck is Caleb Blackbat. Sends that one in. Kick save wide by Blackburn. Blackburn, my favorite reference for him, I call him Blackbeard. You know, why not? We've seen him the last couple of years for Monarch. Reminds me a lot of a Pirate stealing these goals from other teams. He's done a good job so far tonight for Monarch. Here comes Robbie Dembeck now, all by himself. 42 seconds left to go now in this second period. Raiders now a chance. Here comes Leighton Walsh. He has an opportunity if he hurries quickly. Nobody there to help Walsh, though, and he sends it out of play. Still a chance now for the Raiders. Shot wide of the net. 20 seconds left to go now in period number 2. Both teams fighting hard now for that puck. Dembeck comes away with it. Cross ice pass there. Opportunity for Sargent out in front. Sean Holloway had the chance of his life there. Blackburn looked big, and he couldn't get it home. So at the end of 2, the score, Raiders 1, Coyotes 1. We'll be back in just a few moments with the third period. Stay with us. You're in for a treat. So is Bussy on the other side. 2 teams playing great. Dembeck gets the goal in the second period. Raiders knot things up at 1. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Raider Sports Radio. It is January 23rd, and we have an episode of our NBA show. We do one a week of NBA and NFL, so you will also see an NFL one. Marcus will sadly not be here for that, but we have another great announcer, extraordinaire. I mean, great personality, Brandon Severance. He will be filling in. But without ado, I did say it was the 23rd. The 22nd, which was last night, Zion made his debut. What'd you think about that?
Well, I watched the end of the game, which was the right decision to make, I guess. They didn't play him much in the first 3 quarters, which it's expected. I mean, he's injured. I mean, they're giving him a specific amount of play time. But, I mean, I didn't expect him to shoot so well. I didn't expect him to just come in and body like he did at Duke. I mean, he was throwing around guys that are like 7 feet tall. I mean, he dominated in the fourth quarter, which is really fun to watch. I mean, I'm excited to see what he can do with more play time. He's definitely got a ton of potential, and he might help that Pelicans team to a potential 7 seed, 8 seed in the end, but I'm not sure. I mean,
yeah. That's a Pelicans team with a lot of young depth. As you may remember, Jackson Hayes was also the 10th overall pick, so they have 2 top 10 rookie picks on that team. Both of them were playing well. Unfortunately, I kind of did the opposite of what you did. I watched the first 3.5 quarters, and I was like, Zion's not going to get put back in. I left. About a minute later, Zion got in a 2-minute stretch, scores 16 points.
Yeah,
he scored 17 in the fourth quarter, including going 4 for 4 from 3 in the game. I mean, he has more threes in 1 quarter than Ben Simmons has in his entire career.
Well, Zion he's an animal. his weight to height ratio, a lot of people were stressing about that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he definitely has a lot of weight to him, but I mean, you look at him and he just looks like a beast.
Exactly.
He doesn't look fat or whatever people would like to say about him.
Mm.
He looks like a even potentially more athletic Charles Barkley.
That's true.
I'm excited to see what he can do, and he already has done a little bit for the Pelicans. I mean,
according to the BMI Body Mass Index, Zion Williamson's 6'6", and 285 frame puts him as a Class 1 obese player. I have never seen a Class 1 obese player with a 48-inch vertical. I'm sure you haven't either, but it's absolutely insane what he can do, not only with his physical athletic ability. He's an athletic freak. He's a child in a grown man's body. It's insane. Not only can he do that, but since Duke, he's added that three-pointer to make him even more deadly. Now he spaces the floor. We also saw early in that game his ability to pass, thread the needle, drive in, kick it out. He's expanding his game, grabbing hard for rebounds. He could possibly be a triple-double machine if he sees more minutes.
Yes, sir. Hudson, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
On defense, how do you stop somebody that can not only get to the hoop so easily, but apparently now shoot?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And this is something we saw last night. Zion's threat makes him so different, because not only can he drive in, there was one play in the second quarter against the Spurs, he was driving in and they had to take Trey Lyles and LaMarcus Aldridge at the top and put Derek White behind. So when Zion drove in, he used his court vision to kick it outside to Moore, so he could shoot. He missed the shot, but that's the kind of thing that makes Zion so deadly. Because he can drive, now he can shoot. They were disrespecting his range in the first game. He can drive, he can shoot, he can pass. He is becoming more of an all-around player and still an absolute wrecking ball.
Yes, sir. I mean, he's dominating already, and we're not even seeing the half of it yet. So I think it's exciting. I think we should move on to talk about Damian Lillard. I mean, incredible night.
61 points. It was like 10 rebounds, 8 assists. That is his career high. That now moves him into tied for third place among all-time active players with points scored. Devin Booker is in first place with 70. Carmelo Anthony in second place with 62. So that puts him in the third spot at 61, tying James Harden. He went off. I mean, it wasn't even like a spectacular he went off performance. It was just sneaky, bucket after bucket after bucket after three-pointer, couple rebounds. I mean, 61-point double-double. I've never done that. You've never done that.
Definitely
Many
not.
people in the NBA haven't even done that. So what he was able to do was absolutely incredible. What's your take on that?
I think that it was an incredible performance, but I'm the kind of guy that likes to look at the overall picture of things. How do you think that the Trailblazers are looking? I mean, almost halfway through the season. I mean, they're 19-26, about 42% of their games they're winning.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that they can get up to the 8th seed, up to the 7th seed, or do you think that they're just a player with they're just a team with a lot of personnel that really doesn't work that well together?
Yeah, I think they will be able to get up to that 8th seed spot, and here's why. A trade that really went under the radar. Trevor Ariza was traded from Sacramento to Portland. Now that provides more veteran leadership for a younger bench, if you will. So now your starting lineup, you can look at it as Hassan Whiteside, who's been averaging the most blocks per game in the league. Then you have Carmelo Anthony, still a dynamic scorer who was blackballed out of the league, came back, and he's proven his worth again. He's now 6th in All-Star voting. Then at the small forward, you have Trevor Ariza. He's been in the league since 2000, and I think it was 2004, 2003. He is one of the veterans that you wouldn't expect to still be in the league with his type of performance, but he is still in the league. He can provide solid minutes, solid points, and then you have the best backcourt in the NBA, CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard. I mean, it's absolutely insane what they can do if they just live up to their potential. I could see them finishing in the 8th seed. Where do you see them finishing?
I see them finishing 9 or 10. I mean, I think if they really would have shown playoff potential, they would have already came out and shown it. I mean, there's got to be a locker room cancer. There's got to be a bench cancer. Something's going on behind the scenes that is affecting the Trailblazers. I mean, they got to the Western Conference Finals last year. Like, no one really knows the deal with that. I mean,
yeah,
how do you go from a contender to a 10 seed?
Yeah,
with all these incredible players. I mean, they have one of the best starting 5 in the league. They just have no depth beyond the bench.
Yeah, they really don't. Their depth is their struggle. They have young players, but we saw Zach Collins, who was a solid young player. He is out for most of the year now. Anfernee Simmons hasn't been stepping up the way he wanted to. So beyond that veteran leadership on that starting 5, there is absolutely no depth. Now we move from a team who's been struggling, the Portland Trailblazers, to the hottest team in the league off a 7-game win streak, the Milwaukee Bucks. They're on pace to go 69-13. Pretty nice.
Okay, let's keep it.
Let's see.
I mean, just talking statistics straight off the bat, looking at about 87% of the games that they're winning. They've lost 2 games at home. I mean, it's too much. They're the second team in the East. The Miami Heat are 7.5 games back. I mean, that's quite a bit.
That's a lot of ground to make up.
They're dominating. At the end of the day, they're just dominating. If they were in the Western Conference, they'd be first. I mean, this is a team that definitely has a chance at winning it all. I mean, I don't know if it's too early to talk about the NBA Finals and potential winners, but that's a team that people are talking about. And 7 games on a win streak. I mean, they've already had 15-plus win streaks.
It was a 16-game win streak. Absolutely incredible to start the year. And, I mean, on pace for a very, very good record. I mean, there is no stopping it. I think the one area that they do struggle, that they need to get better at, is depth. They don't have a lot of depth. It's just kind of Giannis freewheeling, maybe a little bit of Chris Middleton here, maybe a sprinkle of Eric Bledsoe there, but not a lot. And that's why I believe that before the trade deadline, a second or first rounder and Eric Bledsoe will be sent to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Chris Paul to help them be a complete championship contender. Chris Paul, the best playmaker of the last decade. Giannis, the most electric player in the NBA right now, most dominant player in the NBA right now. You team them up with solid shooting from Chris Middleton. I mean, that would be a very deep team. I could see them going far with something like that. Do you think they could win the NBA championship with the roster they have now?
I think they need a little bit of a push. I mean, I think they need a playmaker like the Clippers have.
Kawhi Leonard, Paul George.
The Lakers have LeBron, AD, all these players, like multiple of these household names on some of these incredible Western Conference teams. Whereas really you only have Giannis on the Bucks. And I know, like, me and you are big NBA fans. We know of Chris Middleton. We know of Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah.
But a lot of people think Bucks and they only think of Giannis. And I think that lack of
depth, really.
Yeah, the lack of passing, the lack of playmaking, I think will be their downfall. I can see them easily clearing the East. I can see them putting up a fight in the NBA Finals. I don't think I can see them winning it, though.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, those two LA teams, the Clippers, the Lakers, you really have to worry about them. I think let's move over to more of the Clippers-Lakers rivalry and where we see this going in the future. Because at the beginning of the year, I've taken the Clippers in this matchup, and the reason why is they play to the weaknesses of the Lakers. The Lakers, I would say, you put them up against a lot of other teams. The Lakers
all squared away for period number 3 of action. 1-1 the score here at the Sports Stable. Robbie Dembeck got the Raiders on the board in this second period and knotted things up at 1. So yet another close game for the Raiders. 2-2 last night was the score at Valor. The Raiders looking to come out at this away game in Superior with the W. The Raiders 6 wins, 3 losses and 2 ties coming into this game. Number 9 ranked in the state of Colorado. And on the other side, Monarch 7 wins, 3 losses and 1 tie. Number 10 ranked in the state. Monarch coming off of a loss to Mount Vista, a team the Raiders took down twice this season. The Raiders looking to keep their streak alive. They haven't lost in over 2 weeks. Sargent wins that puck, and now it's Caleb Balapat. A good start for the Raiders here in the third period. 17 minutes left of action here at the Sports Stable, and it's going to be a good 17 minutes. Working with it along the boards now. Let's see who comes away with it. It's the Raiders. Here they come now out in front. That one's sent wide, and Sargent comes in to track it down. Big hit there by Nolan Sargent. Just the size of Nolan Sargent. He comes in and puts that size on you. It doesn't even look like he puts any pressure on there. It looks easy to him to take a guy out, and he's so fun to watch. That is Nolan Sargent. I've had the pleasure of watching Nolan Sargent since my freshman year play hockey. Boy, is he good, and that one goes in. It finds the back of the net, and the Raiders strike once again. 2-1 the score here at Family Sports Center now. Catching us off guard. What a shot, and what a finish by Kai Oganeku. 2-1 now the score, and the Raiders on the board here at Sports Stable. Wasting no time, 51 seconds into the second period, Kai Oganeku getting himself on the board. That's his third of the season to go along with 4 assists. So what a start to the third period for the Regis Jesuit Raiders. Talk about answering back 2 nights in a row. The Raiders find themselves in a deficit. Last night it was 2-0 Valor, and they scored 2 straight goals. Tonight, 1-0, and now they score 2 straight goals, have a lead for the first time tonight. Leighton Walsh gets credit for the assist tonight. That goal, 8 goals and now 5 assists on the year for Leighton Walsh. That's 13 points. So 15:40 left to go in the final period of action. The Raiders coming on strong now. Trying to get some revenge here against Monarch. Monarch took them down 4-1 last time these teams met. This Raiders team does not seem to be fazed by any sort of deficit, particularly this weekend. Big shot from the point there, Jake Stordahl. Boy, would it be nice for the Raiders to get a 2-goal lead here in the third period. Knock on wood. So 14:59 left to go now in the final period. A stoppage of play now. We'll come back into the Monarch zone. Just a fun weekend of hockey. We talked about it all week long here at Regis Jesuit. We talked about it, 2 straight top 10 matchups, an opportunity for the Raiders to cement themselves in the top 10. I know many people, many Regis Jesuit fans and parents were thinking that this Raiders team was not getting enough credit for how well they've been playing despite losing these 14 seniors. They've shown it so far this weekend. You get a tie against the 5th-ranked Eagles in Valor, and now a 2-1 lead so far with 14:50 left to go against a Monarch team that beat you once already this season. I smell revenge here tonight. Sargent from the point sends that one wide. Nice defense there by the Raiders. Sargent takes a huge hit there. 2 players coming to knock him in, and Sargent is slow to get up. Scary sight for the Raiders as Nolan Sargent skates off slowly. He does not look good. That is Nolan Sargent. An ugly play there as two Monarch players sandwiched him into the boards. Nolan Sargent helped on the sideline by his teams. This is not a good sight. So the Raiders, when it looked like all this momentum was on their side, 2 straight goals. Nolan Sargent now, the Raiders' leader and captain, on pain on the sideline. So a player now going to enter the box for Monarch. The Raiders will go on the power play. We'll keep you updated on the status of Nolan Sargent. We hope he's okay. 2-1 the score, 14:01 left to go, and 2 players now to enter the box for Monarch. Let's see if the Raiders, yes, they will go on the 5-on-3 here. So Sergio Padilla leading the charge now for the Raiders, who look like they will be going on the power play now for the 4th time tonight. To party. 14:01 left to go in period number 3. Face-off won by the Raiders. The scoreboard showing just a one-man advantage for the Raiders, though Monarch has 2 guys in the box here. So the Raiders are reset here, start from scratch. Caleb Balatbat now. Too much for Oganeku. That's Adam MacArthur for Monarch, his 2nd penalty of the game. He enters the box with 13:30 left to go. So a 10-minute misconduct on that hit on Nolan Sargent for the player for Monarch. So we'll see if there's some sort of suspension or something in play for that player, but wow, 10-minute major penalty there. So the Raiders, 55 seconds left to go now on this power play. 12:50 left to go in this one. Cross-ice pass there. Leighton Walsh comes up with it. Walsh still with it now out in front. Nobody there to corral that puck in. Big hit along the boards there for the Raiders. That was Nicholas Bowers. Monarch now shorthanded out in front. Shot! What an opportunity there for Monarch, shorthanded. Butsy using that big body to prevent any sort of danger in his own zone. Walsh now, cross-ice pass back to him. Dembeck thought about taking that one, but he won't. Sargent now quickly back into this one. Glad he's okay, back on the ice. Nolan Sargent, as tough as they come as he goes back to the ice there. That looked to me like a trip, and so did Nolan Sargent. He thought it was. Dembeck now, that shot blocked. And Monarch now escaping the penalty kill. Out in front, still a shot, score! Raiders, goal! 3-1 now the score. They extend the lead to 2 goals. Blackburn cannot believe it. 11:52 to go in the 3rd period. And the Raiders on the board once again here. You can count it, baby. That's number 19 for the Raiders. William Laws, his 2nd of the season. And folks, he did it last time Monarch played the Raiders. He got their only goal of the game. Tonight, he does it again. Extend the Raiders lead to 2. Raiders on top, 3-1, 11:52 left to play at the Sports Stable. Padilla goes flying there. Looked like a squirrel on that one, no call. So Leighton Walsh gets credit now for that assist. That's his 2nd assist of the game. So for the Raiders now, a 2-goal lead for the first time this weekend. And looking to strike on more. A 2-on-1 advantage now. Here come the Raiders. Shot out in front. Backhander goes wide. Big hit there. Whistle blown. The puck went out of play. So for the Raiders, when it looked like things were going down after a 1-0 start for Monarch, the Raiders score 3 unanswered goals Nolan Sargent's okay, so everything looking up for the Raiders now. And what do you know? A player in the box to the Raiders on the power play. Gosh, what a couple periods for the Raiders. These last two periods, all the Raiders' way. And this, my friends, is Raiders hockey. Coach Dan Woodley can't help but smirk on the sidelines. His team playing well. Dembeck's got one for the Raiders. Laws has one for the Raiders as well. And so does Oganeku. So a face-off now in the Monarch zone. Heads up in the crowd there. That puck came straight for two girls in the sideline. You heard them singing it earlier. It's time to party for the Raiders. Why not? Here an away game here. 3-1 now the score at the Sports Stable. And boy, have the Raiders showed up in a big way, not just tonight, but this weekend of action. A team losing 14 seniors, you know they're inconsistent. You know at times they're going to have games where they struggle. At times they're going to have games where they step up. Tonight has been one of those nights. Nolan Sargent now back to Dembeck. Dembeck already has one tonight. Player down now for the Raiders, still on the power play. Dembeck back to Sargent. Sargent, that one's deflected, still in play off the boards. Monarch now up and out of the zone. Bussey tracks down that puck. So the Raiders entered the third period tied at 1. Quickly came out within 5 minutes and scored 2 goals to extend their lead to 2. Sargent now walks in, shot saved, rebound, still a loose puck. 1 minute left to go now on the power play for the Raiders. 10-15 left to go in this one. That one kept in. Here comes Monarch now, shorthanded, 1-on-3 opportunity. Great defense there by Robbie Dembeck. Dembeck has been one of these key players for the Raiders. Stepped up as of late. That one finds the back of the net. Short-handed, the Coyotes are back in it with 10 minutes left to go. Man, has this been a good hockey game, but the Raiders, a mistake in their own zone, and the Coyotes make them pay. 3-2 the score, 10 minutes left to play at the Sports Stable. So a Coyotes goal now cuts the deficit down to 1, shorthanded, exactly what they needed. That goal was scored by number 9, Drew Fair, his 7th of the season. So we're back within 1 goal. But the Raiders still on the power play, 20 seconds left. What a hit there. Padilla that time felt that one. Cross-ice pass there, opportunity. Got deflected. Whistle blown. So a stoppage of play back in the Monarch zone. 13 seconds left on the power play. The Raiders miscue. Turns into a Monarch goal. So the Raiders, having scored 3 unanswered goals, playing out of their minds, make a mistake. The Coyotes make them play, and now this is a hockey game once again. Raiders back up top. 3 seconds left to go on the power play up top. Sent wide. 9:15 left to go in this one. That puck finds its way back to the Raiders' side. Nice move there by Sergio Padilla to force a Monarch player down to the ice. Monarch, though, with momentum and the puck. Shot from the point. Blocked there by Sands. The Raiders' goals this period scored by Oganeku and Laws. Monarch getting their own goal. Their first one was scored by Hawkins. And their second by Fair. Raiders win that face-off out in front. They had a backhand chance there, couldn't put it home. Another opportunity, Stordahl blocked there, and here come the Coyotes. 3-on-1 opportunity. They have numbers, shot, save, rebound. Oh my goodness, Gage Bussey. Talk about a night. Sargent now. Raiders on their heels right now, trying to hang on. 8 minutes left to go here at the Sports Stable. That one comes beyond the blue line, and offside's called. Just a back and forth game so far tonight. Raiders seem like they had all the momentum in the world, up 2 goals and on a power play. The Coyotes put an end to that with a goal of their own on the shorthanded. Raiders win that face-off. Here's Padilla. Sergio Padilla. Hero Schmidt wanted out in front. Padilla took it himself. Still a loose puck behind the goal now. Monarch comes up with it. And an icing called there. So 7:31 left to go in this one. Raiders up 1. We'll take a quick timeout to catch our breaths. Back here on the Raiders Sports Network. Big shot from the point there. And a save made by Blackburn. Both goalies playing well tonight for their respective teams. Blackburn on one side and Bussey on the other. Raiders win that face-off. Big shot deflected out of play. 7:18 now left to go. So we look ahead for the Raiders. Next week they'll face Aspen and Pueblo County, so the schedule eases up a little bit for the Raiders. After 2 tough games this weekend, so far they've excelled. Let's see if they can hold on in this one. 7:05 left to play, a 1-goal lead over the 10th-ranked Monarch Coyotes. Sergio Padilla now, send that one back in. Monarch working with it now. Sent out of the zone. Raiders trying to track it down, it's Padilla. No icing called, and there it is. We're holding our breaths here on the Raiders Sports Network. 6:49 now left to play in the final period. The Raiders trying to hold on and come home from Superior with a win. Monarch wins the faceoff, sends it up along the boards, back towards the big Nolan Sargent. Nolan Sargent, I have to call Nolan Sargent the best defenseman in the state of Colorado. He just is that good. That one sent up along the boards as well, back in the Raiders zone. Sargent tracks it down. Opportunity for Monarch, but nobody was there in front. Walsh, nice move. Here come the Raiders now, back the other way. A little bit of a scary sight there for Blackburn. He didn't see it for a second and smothers it up with 6:18 left to go. So the Raiders doing a better job in this one, limiting penalties. They've had a lot more power plays themselves. A 5-on-3. They've had several goals scored as well coming as of late. This would be another marquee win for this team if they could pull this off. They've already had 3 marquee wins this season. Opportunity for Leighton Walsh, shot. What a save there by Blackburn. He put his body on the line right now, and you see him doing the splits like a ballerina out there. Leighton Walsh, so close to extending the Raiders' lead, had a 1-on-1 there, could not put it home and find his 9th of the year. So another face-off now run by the Raiders. Raiders have an advantage on the face-offs with Walsh. He's done a great job so far tonight. Just under 6 minutes left to go now. Raiders up 1. It's been a great hockey game so far here, living up to all the hype just as Valor game did yesterday. Monarch walking in. Nice defensive stop there by Padilla. Here's Sergio Padilla now. Let's see, it looks like they call a hand pass here on the Raiders. So 5:41 left to play now and counting. The Raiders still holding on to a 1-goal lead. So face off in the Raiders zone. Won by the Raiders, but now Monarch has possession. Sending that one back in. Nice hit there by Schmidt, and he's going to get called for a penalty. So Hero Schmidt now to the box for the Raiders. 5:32 left to go, and a power play opportunity for Monarch. So just when you think the Raiders might have this one in the bag, up 2 goals, and on the power play, Monarch answering right back with a goal of their own, and now they're on the power play just down 1. You know, they talk about it in hockey, the 2-goal lead, the power of the 2-goal lead, how sometimes the 2-goal lead can actually be more frightening to a team, an opposing team, than a 1-goal lead. And you see that playing a part tonight for Monarch. Down only 1 with the puck on the power play. Nice save there by Bussey, but it's a loose puck. Another shot there, and glove save by Gage Bussey. A quick recap for you. Hunter Hawkins got the first goal in period number 1. Robbie Dembeck answered it up with his 5th goal this season in period number 2. Nolan Sargent had a little injury, was a little dinged up, came right back. 51 seconds into the third, Kyle Ganeku put one on, assisted by Walsh. And finally, Drew Fair put one in for Monarch. So 3-2 the score. That's where it puts us. 5:10 left to go. Minute and 35 seconds left to go on this power play for Monarch. The Raiders have done a great job of the penalty kill all night long and last night as well. Walsh looked like he won that one but couldn't get it out. Shot there just above the net. Sargent now, and Walsh will clear that one for the Raiders. The clock continues to tick here at the Sports Stable. 4:35 left and counting. This power play, make or break now for Monarch. This could be their last opportunity in this game. Under a minute now from the point. Cross-ice pass there. Big hit there as well from Padilla. Up and out. Nice job for the Raiders on the power play and penalty kill. You know, coming into this weekend, I thought one of the things the Raiders could really work on, one of the things that would be key to them this weekend was the penalty kill and the power play. So the special teams, it's been there all weekend long for the Raiders. They've done a phenomenal job this weekend killing the power play and also on their own power play. So 15 seconds left to go on the Schmidt penalty. Yarrington putting on some pressure for the Raiders. 5 seconds left now on the power play and icing called. So now with 2 seconds left to go, the Raiders have killed another power play here at the Sports Stable. That's their 4th. The defense, terrific so far for the Raiders, both in the second and the third period. You know, if the Raiders can hold on for a win here, it's got to be Gage Bussey's. It's got to be the best game of his career, the best game of his life, frankly. I mean, Bussey's made save after save to keep this team in it. And boy, has it been a terrific game for the Raiders. 3:25 left to go now. Leighton Walsh gets taken down there, no call. Walsh playing from the ground, got to get up. Blackbat now trying to stay with it, 3:15 now. Here comes Monarch back the other way, a loose puck. That one sent in along the boards. Sargent controlling it for the Raiders. Sends it up to his counterpart, Leighton Walsh. Walsh backhands it back into the zone. The lap back goes down for the Raiders. 2:45 left to go here Walsh, a nice steal for the Raiders. Walking in now is Leighton Walsh. Monarch puts that one back for another icing call. With 2:33 left to go in the final period of action. Once again, our next televised broadcast for the Raider Sports Network next weekend for hockey. It's Aspen and Pueblo County. Stay tuned for those 2 games. 2 games the Raiders have to win to stay afloat in these rankings. And this year, you look at all these teams, it's such a wide open race. So many upsets just last night. I mean, one of the biggest ones we talked about at Mountain Vista over Monarch, several others as well. Top 10 teams going down last night. 2:10 left to go now in period number 3. Raiders hanging on right now. Monarch, here they come back the other way. Working with some tenacity now. Let's see if they decide to pull Blackbird pretty soon here. Robbie Dembeck squares that one away. And Monarch back with it. Let's see if Blackburn heads to the bench now with 1 minute and 35 left to go. He will not. So an interesting decision by Monarch, electing to keep their goalie out there right now. Time continues to tick, 1:20 and counting. Schmidt now being pressured. Raiders get it out of their own zone, 1:15 now on the clock. Great defense now by Kyoganeku. He has another goal to show for it. That's Toby Yarrington, the senior, sends it back to Sargent. Sargent looks as composed as ever from the defense. 1 minute now left in this all-important game here at the Sports Stable. The Raiders need this one, and so does Monarch. 52 seconds left to go now. Monarch still has not pulled Washburn out. Schmidt lost that one for a second, and here comes Monarch. 40 seconds left, and here comes Blackburn. Now he's out. Monarch now has a man advantage. Walsh. Blackburn now. Oh, what a hit on the ice. Wow. No call there. What a hit out there on William Laws. And no call there. 20 seconds left to go. Blackburn looked like he was going to come off, and he came right back on. The Raiders got to give kudos to their pressure. 15 seconds, and Blackburn has still not been able to come off. Monarch has to come with some sort of pressure as Blackburn smothers that up. 8 seconds left to go. The Raiders looking closer than ever to their 7th win this season. A win tonight would move the Raiders to 7 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie. And it would move the Coyotes to 7 wins, 4 losses, and 1 tie. So you just see, just in the records, how close these teams are. It's played out in both of the games. The Raiders, once again, this is a revenge game. They lost last time to Monarch 4-1 at their home ice. And this time it's Monarch's home ice. Raiders up 3-2, 8.4 left on the clock. We're going to take a quick timeout on the Raiders Sports Network. Get these last 8 seconds with you. Stay with us. And we're back on the Raiders Sports Network. The Raiders clinging on to a 3-2 lead. 8.4 seconds left to go. Clock winding down now. 3, 2, 1, and that will do it at the Sports Stable. The Raiders win it here in a big one. Final score, Raiders 3, Coyotes 2. Thanks for tuning in on the Raiders Sports Network. From myself, Jake Stewart, Patrick Carlson, and John Plumley, we've had such a great time with you tonight. And the Raiders coming out with an all-important win tonight. Look at Nolan Sargent, the captain. He's healthy. He's been great all night long, and so have the Raiders. What a win tonight for the Raiders, getting their 7th win of the season here at the Sports Stable. Thanks for tuning in all night long. We'll be back in just a moment with our post-game report. Wrap things up for you. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, welcome back here on the Raiders Sports Network. Myself, Jake Stewart, joined tonight by my friend, camera, whatever. He does everything. It's John Plumley. He's here tonight. John, what can you tell me about the game tonight and how the Raiders played?
So, the Raiders, after a shaky first period, got it, came away one to one, and kept it going in the second period. Got a little bit of a rhythm going. And in the third period, they started getting pucks on net more, and that ran into opportunities, and they just got 2 goals and we were able to put it away.
Once again, a little quick recap for you. Hunter Hawkins scored in the first period for Monarch. The Raiders answered back in the second period. It was Robbie Dembeck, his 5th goal this season in period number 2, unassisted. The Raiders came back once again. Kyle Ganeku, 51 seconds into period number 3, striking first for the Raiders. That was assisted by Leighton Walsh. Then the Raiders came back. William Laws got a goal, assisted by Leighton Walsh. That was Law's 2nd goal of the season. The Raiders looked destined for the win from there, John. They had a 2-goal lead. They looked like they'd had it. They were on the power play, and then all of a sudden Monarch came back. They had a goal on the shorthanded. That was a big goal for Monarch. It was scored by Drew Fair. The Raiders did close it out, got the win. Ultimately, 3-2 was the final score. Get their 7th win of the season.
For sure, and big shout out to Gage Bussey and how he played today. He really kept him, especially during that first period. He had some highlight reel saves and really kept him in that game.
That's right. Bussey played one heck of a game for the Raiders, and so did everybody out there tonight for the Raiders. A very great team win, all-around great win for the Raiders. Thanks for tuning in once again. For myself, Jake Stewart, John Plumley, Patrick Carlson, we've had one great night with you. Have a great rest of your night, have a great morning, and have a great week, Raiders.